master. Master gives the order. Husband gets the contract.
Yes! Yes!
Money rolls in. Friends and relatives multiply. Merry making and partying in abundance.
When money come your way, everybody run your way. When money come your way, many people go be your friend. When you don't get plenty, many people don't leave you. Them go dey hate you, them no go leave your side. Them go dey hate you, them no go leave your side. Oh.
Them go dey hate you, them no go leave your side.
Them go dey hate you, them no go leave your side. Oh, no.
Them go dey hate you, them no go leave your side. Orí wa ló kú ẹ wá bá wa mọ̀ o. Orí ló kú wa bá ìgbà o. Orí wa ló kú ẹ wá bá wa mọ̀ o. Orí ló kú wa bá ìgbà o. Àtúbọ̀ lọ́la bá bá ìsàlẹ̀. Orí ló kú wa bá ìgbà o. Àtúbọ̀ lọ́la bá bá ìsàlẹ̀. Orí ló kú wa bá ìgbà o. We go chop am well. We go chop am well. No time we go chop am well. We go chop am well. We go chop am well. No time we go chop am well. Not too long after I lost my own and became a squatter, I joined the International Network of Human Dealers, a very humanitarian venture, I tell you.
Is that so?
With everybody in a mad rush to Japa, all we need to do is snap our fingers. And now you are guests, you'll be amazed at the level of cooperation we get, even from the parents or guardians of our cargoes.
Ha! Blood money! Hey, stop it, Jingo! No judgment!
Hi, so you're welcome again to the 234 side of life. We promise to bring you the legend of ORIADE, and it's my pleasure to have with me right here on set, Mr. Segun Adefila, aka ORIADE. Would you please just give us a little bit intro about yourself before we start?
My name is Segun Adefila. They
Great.
call me ORIADE.
Yes.
I'm the artistic director of the Crown Troupe of Africa,
Nice.
and I'm delighted to be on the set of 234 Side of Life.
Hallelujah. Okay, I mean, today I watched your play. It's really inspiring because it talks about an issue that a lot of Nigerians are struggling with. Golden Face talks about the Japa syndrome. First of all, I just want to ask, what inspired you to write the story?
Yeah, the play was written, I think, in 2000, between 2007 and 2009.
Okay.
It was the outcome of a workshop with the Royal Court Theatre of London,
Okay.
facilitated by the British Council. So we had a workshop for writers back then, and that was my own contribution to the entire project.
Okay.
And back then, I was just trying to tell the story of the people who were trying to leave their country. I didn't know that Japa was going to be a syndrome. I didn't know that Japa was coming big and hot like this, you know. And what I wanted to do then was say, listen, look inward. The solution to your problem is right. The solution is right where the problem is.
Yes.
We can solve the problem by looking inwards. That was just the essence of the whole.
Okay.
story.
Fantastic, fantastic. So, I mean, I have a couple of friends too that believe that the home is actually a place for us to stay to grow ourselves. I mean, also the likes of Sound Sultan have sang the song Ajo Dabili.
May so rest in peace. Yes.
Amen. May so rest in peace. So would you just tell us a bit about your own background, from how you started this art and what inspired you to drive it as far as you have driven it now?
Yes, I was born in Lagos, but between the age of 7 and 10,
Okay.
my parents were separated never before I even knew anything. Maybe before I was even 3 years. So by 7, um, my father's, my paternal grandparents came to pick me from my mother and took me to the village in Omaron, my hometown. That's in Kwara State. And I come from a royal family, so I grew up in the palace. And I remember that my first encounter with traditional festival was seeing, the traditional masquerades coming to the palace to pay homage to the king. They would do that during every festival to pay homage to the king before going
Okay.
to town.
Mm.
And so that was my first encounter, seeing the colorful, costumes, the beautiful songs, the dances, the chants, all of this just got me enchanted somehow.
Mm.
And I think they noticed it in me that this is a natural born masquerade. And so as a child, then I had my own masquerade, and I would go to town with my friends. And so that was my first introduction.
Okay.
And maybe at the age of 10, I think my mom came to pick me, brought me back to Lagos. My father came back from France,
Mm.
took me away from my mom. I started living with my dad, and my other siblings. And, I forgot all about tradition and culture.
Mm.
And I became a city boy and I'm speaking English and trying to be Onyebo. And my father insisted that I had to become a medical doctor. So I didn't do arts. After primary school, I just went straight to science classes. I did physics, chemistry, biology, and I was failing all of these subjects in flying
Wow.
colors,
Wow.
because I was not interested in them, um, until I finished secondary school, failed out of school,
Wow.
only passed English and any subject that I had to write. All
Wow.
those calculations, I couldn't do them. So of course, I went to write another WAEC. This time I dropped physics, chemistry for, I replaced it with government and literature. And at the
Mm.
seat, I just cleared my papers
Wow.
once. And so that gave me a bit of background, you know. So
Yes.
I joined the theater group in 1995 called
Wow.
The Black Image.
Wow.
And in 1996, we moved on to start the Crown Troupe of Africa
Mm.
in 1996. So that's the background, it started from understanding the power of the arts through the
Yes.
traditional
Mm.
masquerades. That's how I
Mm.
knew that art can be very powerful,
Mm.
because masquerades where I come from weren't just for entertainment, they were
Okay.
functional. They entertained, but they also came out during the times of jubilation or
Yes.
tribulation. When
Yes.
things are happy, the masquerade will come out. When things are
That's
hard,
all.
like
Yes.
rain is not falling or there's a despotic king,
Mm.
only the masquerade could
Wow.
confront all of those things.
Wow.
And so that's what we've extended into our arts.
Great. Talking about masquerade, I mean, I hope you like the 234 side of life masquerade that we customized.
Listen, you see, 234. I don't get rival, because I wasn't supposed to put on this today, but when I
uh,
saw it, I just was like, anytime I see anything that comes from us, that this is made by
yes.
our own people, it's a
Yes.
lot of pride for me.
Great.
This we stand anywhere, take it to
Yes.
Europe, take it to America. This is who
Great.
we are, and it's
Mm.
beautiful.
Great.
So I mean,
I mean, the
now we
title of
get
this
down.
masquerade is Oriade.
Can you imagine? You see,
Segun Adefila
we're going to
inspired.
have more series of this, and I encourage you
Yeah.
guys to go and get it, man.
Great,
Get the
great,
royal
great,
brand.
great, great.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I mean, we can't talk about art in Lagos really, and not talk about Crown Troupe. I'm an alumni of Unilag, and I remember in my year one, the first stage play I saw was by Crown Troupe. It was Moremi then in art theater. So I believe that Crown Troupe has inspired a lot of people, to practice art, to embrace art, to do art more. And now this year, Crown Troupe clocked 27, right?
Yes,
So,
27 years.
27 years. How has that been for you?
Well, it's been a worthwhile journey. It's been challenging, but it's been a journey that one loves to embark on. Like I told you, the moment I realized that art was it for me, I
Mm.
couldn't look back. In fact, if it wasn't for art, I wouldn't have gone back to school.
Wow.
You know, But because I felt that I didn't want to do anything below standard, I want to
Mm.
give the best I could, and I had to explore every opportunity. That's what took me to the creative arts department, University
Wow.
of Lagos,
Great.
where they really molded me. I met teachers who were like parents.
Mm-hmm.
Bode Osoyin,
Wow.
Sharia Jackson, Lazekweme,
Mm-hmm.
Alada Brown, Duro Oni, all great lecturers. Abayomi Baba.
Yeah.
These were people that molded us. So they helped me. Education helped me to understand why I was doing what I was doing already.
Okay.
Um, and so when we started Crown Troupe, it was an idea of a group of young friends coming together. We were out of
Mm.
secondary school, we were doing nothing, and we lived in Bariga. And Bariga is supposed to be one of the 9 blighted areas in Lagos. When
Mm.
you talk Bariga, you're thinking poverty, crime, and all of those things.
Yes.
But unfortunately, or somehow, Bariga is an academic community. You
Wow.
have the University of Lagos within the environment.
Yes.
Jaba College of Education is not far from it.
Yes.
We have 2 colleges of education, Federal
Mm.
and then St. Augustine. We have the first secondary school in Nigeria,
Mm-hmm.
CMS. We
Yes.
have nursery school, primary school. So it's supposed to be
The bedrock of
Harvard or Oxford,
knowledge. Yes.
But
Yes.
unfortunately, and of course, culturally too, most of the A-list artists,
Yes. Yes.
from King Sunny Ade,
Yes.
Salawa Beni,
Mm-hmm.
Femi
Mm-hmm.
Kuti, name it, to
Mm-hmm.
Nice, to
Nice.
IAG Kabasa,
Olamide. Uh-huh.
Olamide, Lord of Ajasa,
Mm-hmm.
oh Lord,
Patrick Diabwa.
Yes, all
Mm-hmm.
of them. Barigabe. So, I mean, it just became a cultural center. But what we try to do now, little ways to change the narrative
Mm.
and reveal the hidden pictures,
Mm.
those things that people are not seeing about Bariga.
Yes.
That listen, Bariga is not just an academic community; it is also a cultural community.
Great,
Yeah.
great, great. Creativity and spirituality, is there a correlation between them? Is there anything binding them together?
Of course, their creativity. I'm not sure there can be creativity without spirituality.
Okay.
You know, um, I don't know if creativity influences spirituality, but I know spirituality influences
Influences
creativity
creativity.
a
Great.
great deal. People might not know, but if you're an artist, anytime you can sit, I mean, you can sit and be having a conversation with someone,
Mm-hmm.
and your mind is somewhere else.
Yes.
That kind of journey is something. And they say, "Did you hear what I said the other time?" But so this is the creative person is like I said to the creative person is like a hunter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the hunter goes into a jungle
Yes.
where nobody had been to before
Mm-hmm.
to look for animals.
Mm-hmm.
And if the harvest is bountiful, sometimes the hunter can just make a home of that place. So if you
Yes.
look at most towns are discovered by hunters.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing with the creative person.
Yes.
You go into, I mean, this is from some level of thinking. How
Mm-hmm.
do you visualize this first and foremost, and then bring it, physicalize what you can visualize
Yeah,
in your mind. So
exactly.
it's a whole lot of process, a whole lot of journey. So
Great.
there's a wavelength, there's something going on in the air, and if you
Mm-hmm.
can pick the waves, you're on. Yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic. Still on Crown Troop at 27. For me, that is a great level of leadership. I mean, how has it been dealing with? I mean, I'm sure that a lot of people have come through Crown Troop, learned, perhaps started something on their own too, and more people are still coming. How has the leadership aspect of Crown Troop? How has it been for you?
It's been a school for me.
Great.
I've been taught by the people I work with, all the young people that
Mm.
I've come across. I've in one way or the other helped in shaping who I am and who I am becoming. So when people ask me how have you been managing, I say ask them how they've been managing me. Because I just live my life, do what I have to do,
I can
and
imagine.
insist on discipline, insist on focus, insist on what we're all about. First
Mm.
and foremost, what brings us together is the gift.
Yes.
Everybody that comes around me, they're gifted.
Great.
Almost all of them are more gifted than I am.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just lucky to find myself, surrounded by such people.
Mm.
And what we do together is to say, the creative journey is a journey that there are times when you go alone. It's a solo journey sometimes, but
Yes.
sometimes you come together.
Yes.
So it takes a lot of guts for people to see your vision and follow you. And that's why I'm forever grateful to everybody that has passed through Crown Troupe over the years, for those 27 years. I mean, sometimes I sit back and I see what they are doing in their different spaces, and I'm always grateful to God.
Nice. Yeah. I also have been wondering, have you ever had to cancel any stage project because there was one thing, like all those unforeseen circumstances and all that?
Ah, You know, I come from the school of the show must go on.
The show must go
So
on.
if God has given me life and good
Mm.
health, nothing happens.
Great.
The
So
show has to go on.
great.
Even if I die, the show must go on. You know.
Fantastic.
So yeah,
Okay, what do you do at those instances when those challenges come up and it's almost like it's going to stop the show from happening? Is there any trade secret?
the trade secret is to trust in the Almighty God that sent you. You know,
Yeah.
because first and foremost, the thing to acknowledge is that you can't do anything on your own,
Mm-hmm.
but you can do everything on your own.
Mm.
Now it is to connect yourself and your maker.
Mm.
So I always like whatever is happening here is just a leap of faith. You
Okay.
know, it's me coming forward and saying to Global Memorial Hall, listen, I've got young people I'm working with. We need a platform, we need a space for them to exhibit what they've learned in our space. And they are like, okay, yes, let's do it. And that's why we're here.
Okay.
So when challenges come, I remember who sent me.
Mm.
That I didn't send myself. I didn't wake up one day
Mm.
to do the things I do. You know,
Nice.
these things happen, and I accept, I acknowledge the presence of God, and I move on. And
Fantastic.
it's only when God does not have a hand in it
Mhm.
that it crumbles. If God has a hand in it, you just make yourself available.
Available.
So what I do when it comes to theater is, here I am, send me.
Send me. Fantastic. We're rounding off. I mean, it's been a long day, and I understand how busy your schedule is. But two more interactions. First of all, for the young minds who want to hold creativity by the bull, by the horn, a lot of them complain about the incentive aspect of it. Getting rewards that can help them to perhaps become stronger, that can help them to become more stable. Any word for us, any word for the young people, on how to stabilize and find their footing in this creative journey.
I was watching an interview or a performance by my big Egbon, Beautiful Nubia,
Great.
and he said 5 things. And I held on to those 5 things. He said, first and foremost, to become successful. And now, when you say successful, so for some people, success is how much you have in the bank.
Mm.
For some people, success is beyond money. You can't count
Yes,
success.
yes.
You know, there's a school that says if you cannot count it, it doesn't count. There's a school that says it is not all that counts that can be counted. You know,
Ọ̀dà Yorùbá àdèjì kan tó bá níye àbùkún kan.
yeah, you know that kind of thing.
Yeah.
He said, be hardworking. You
Great,
know, be truthful,
great,
be persevering,
great.
be patient,
Wow,
and the most powerful of all, be contented.
wow.
You see, art is all I've done all my life. I've not done anything in my adult years. I mean, while growing up, I did all sorts. I'm a trained security guard. I trained with corporate guard. You know, I was a cleaner in
Wow.
one hotel called Links Hotel.
Wow.
You know,
Wow.
I was a barman. I was a hotel reception. I did all of this in my early 20s
Wow.
until I found myself in the space of art. So I said to young people, I haven't had these 5 cardinal principles. One other thing to think about is, what do you love? What are you passionate about? Don't let anybody dictate. If washing people's clothes is what makes you happy, go for it and be the best washman anywhere. The best, understand? I read a book by, when they asked Muhammad Ali,
Yes.
the famous boxer, what would you have been if you were not a boxer? He said, I would have been the greatest. And he said, even if I'm a garbage cleaner, I'll be the greatest garbage cleaner. So first and
Fantastic.
foremost, do you want to come into the art because you want to be famous, you want to be popular, or you want to have money? When you come in for a purpose, it's like love. You fall in love for a reason. Once that reason goes, because nothing is permanent. If you're a man, you say the babe is beautiful, that beauty is not going to be there
To fade.
for 70 years. If she grows old to a certain age, the beauty will fade away. It is the character. If you're a lady and you say, oh, you must have money, then that money is a visitor. According to Alejolo, that's what my people would say. So you must look for what is that other thing that keeps you going. So if art is that thing for you, then go for it. Because there will be times when things will be very rosy, you are making all the money. There will be times when you'll be like, the world is against you, nobody's looking in your direction, everything is so low. It is only your passion that can keep you there.
Nice.
You understand what I'm saying?
Nice.
Then the next thing is to know that even when you are gifted And Nigeria is a land of gifted people. We are
Mhm.
so gifted. That's why Jackpot does not make sense.
Yes.
Everybody that has all the resources and all those come back home, but it is not your fault if you decide to run, because leadership is a problem too.
Mm.
You understand? We need
Mhm.
visionary leaders to harness all of these talents.
Yes. Yes.
You know, if you believe in something, you are gifted and you're not disciplined about it, you're going to lose it. So if you're passionate about it, you don't want to lose it. Your body is your tool.
Disciplined. Yeah.
Your body can't be messed up
Mm.
by hard drugs and every other thing that you.
Careless
I mean,
lifestyle.
I enjoy my life. I'm a social person. I
Mm.
do all sorts, but anything that's going to take my heart away from me, that's going to make me go like that, and stay. I mean, I don't want to do it, man. A pilot will
Yeah.
not think of doing that.
Yeah.
A medical doctor will not
Not
think
think
of
of
doing
doing
that
that.
because they
Yeah.
will kill people. So you also must know that you're a vessel. Yeah.
Fantastic. One last word, but before that one last word, 234 side of life. We curate movies, we curate music, arts and entertainment, and of course we always like to put our guest on the spot. So we want you to, I mean, of course your art involves music, it involves, it's a 360 art performance art. So we want you to sing for us from your numerous playlist of the songs you've of course explored during your performances. Can you just do one for us?
I'll do two.
Great.
I'll do one in Yoruba and one in English.
Fantastic.
Ẹ ṣe eré kó dára.
Aha.
Ẹ ṣe eré kó dára o. Ẹni ayé kan ẹ ṣáyé eré. Life is turn by turn. Very soon it will be your turn.
Nice.
What you do today, tomorrow will tell.
Mhm.
When you reach your turn, do am well. Ẹ ṣe eré kó dára. Ẹ ṣe eré kó dára o. Ẹni ayé kan ẹ ṣáyé eré. The second one in English is Nigeria is a story. Let's work hard for our glory. It takes you, it takes me, and every one of us to salvage our nation and take her to the top. Oh yes, let's take her to the top. Oh yes, let's take her to the top.
That's our story. Let's work hard for our glory. It takes you, it takes me, and every one of us.
Nice, nice. So I'm on the final note. Any word for our friends, our fans, our associates, our lovers on the 234 side of life?
See, as a new convert to the two side of life, I want to say to all of you there, I mean all of us,
Yeah.
being with 234 side of life,
Mm.
you're on the right side. Let's keep it.
Aha. 234 side of life is the right side.
Yes, so.
Said by the legend
Yes, sir.
ORIADE, Segun Adefila. Wow, I mean, I'm really honored, and I really thank you for taking out time to hang out
Thank
with
you for
us.
my outfits.
Yes, boss.
Thank you that this is made in Nigeria. This
Yes,
is our own.
yes,
You need to
boss.
brand it. Let them know that now we the drum. Not made in Europe or America. Now we get
Exactly.
our
Yes,
thing.
sir.
Tiwa.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Oga boss.
Most welcome.
Oh, Allah, sir.
That's the welcome, guys.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Oh